When you're planning for your retirement, you cannot put all of your money in one place. When people say you need diversification for your portfolios or your money, remember, Joe, we're only talking about a very small amount of people in the world that actually have big retirements. Most people do not. But for those who have smaller retirements and medium retirements that they're counting on for when they're my age, you need to diversify that portfolio. You need to absolutely have some money in cash only. You need to have medium risk or low risk. The older you get, you need to arrange the risk. A lot of the stock market and the 401ks and retirement plans offer you degrees of risk when you're picking a plan to go into. And so when you're younger, let's say you're 30 and you're starting out and you've got a 401k and you pick a certain amount of risk that has the potential for higher growth, but has the potential, to crash and burn. And then as you get older, you pick more conservative things with more conservative stocks and more conservative areas. People need to diversify and not put all their money in one place. I encourage people who are confused about that and to obviously talk to someone, and who you talk to often is what portfolio or what program your company is presenting. But even if you have an IRA, get some information. Listen to people you trust about how to diversify your portfolio and what you should be in at what age. And once you're 55 or more, you should be extremely conservative about what you're doing with your money, because the stock market is going to be volatile every 6 to 8 years, no matter what you do. So if you're 60 and you've got it in this aggressive program and you just went through the downfall of the stock market, you can figure like in 8 years or so, it may do that again. So get your money more secure, move it out into different areas, see what you can tolerate. This is all about your tolerance for risk when you have a 401k. And the stock market will always go up and down. And remember that the stock market is a sanctioned Ponzi scheme. People put their money in, people get their money out, stocks go up and down. And it is absolutely BS if you think that there isn't a tone of insider trading all the time in the stock market. News, like you get a quarterly report or an annual report from a corporation and all of a sudden their stock goes up and down. The people inside know that they're going to get a bad report and their stock may go down. And that means that people might buy that stock when it goes down, when they hear that the fourth quarter report wasn't good, and then they'll hold on to it as it rises. So, you listen to all the talk, you read about it in the paper. Oh, the quarterly report is coming out for Boeing and it's not good, or AT&T had a bad quarter, and you see the stock market go down. Apple's done it, Google's done it, Twitter's done it. I mean, they all do it where they go up and down, and it's cyclical. It really is cyclical. But also a bad report can cause the stock market to go down. So as you're getting older, it might be okay to be in a risk place from 30 to 50 or even 30 to 55. But once you're 55 and you're seeing a place where you want to retire or reinvent yourself like I did, when you do that, you want to see what your risk is. If someone else is handling your portfolio and all you're getting are reports, you need to, by the time you're 55, actually contact your portfolio people and get more involved. This thing that Americans do, and I don't know if it's throughout the world, but I work with Americans in America on accounting, is they tend to forget about or let go of interaction with something that they don't really understand. And my position has always been, learn the most about the things you don't get. If you get it, okay, and you're making a decision, fine. But don't let go of the stuff you don't know. Jump in and learn it. This is where we go wrong all the time. Oh, I don't like that, or I'm not comfortable with that. That means that discomfort zone of yours, that thing in your gut that's telling you, I should use my inner bookkeeper. Go out and understand what those things are. We make that mistake all the time. Things that are hard, we let go of instead of digging in further and learning. So it's real. I had a lot of money in the stock market in my 50s, and I watched it drop down to about 28% of what it had been during that stock market turn down. and I pulled the rest of it out and put it somewhere else. I didn't have the tolerance for that kind of risk. It was too brutal to see it deteriorate every day. So I learned from that you have to diversify a portfolio. You have to have cash, you have to have some very conservative things. You can take a risk on a few things, but like the Enron downfall, you cannot have all your eggs in one basket. And that's what happened with Enron. I encourage everyone to watch the Enron documentary. And all the employees had a 401k, but all of the stock was Enron. So once the head guys blew up the stock to a high price and sold off, the company folded and everybody lost their 401ks. Never be in that position. You really have to, I really encourage you to jump in and figure out what it is. Do not do that ever. I mean, if you have credit cards, look at your statements, look at what interest rate they're asking you, look at your loans, look at your balances. Understand that if you put $1,000 of tires on your credit card and you only pay off $500, that anything you charge the next time is going to be, that $500 is going to get interest on it. You need to know those particulars so you can save yourself money. You have to understand things, and people just back off all the time. Don't do it. Learn what your 401k is invested in. That's the most important thing, or what the investments are in your 401k and where the money's going. And is someone matching your funds and what's going on? Don't just let it be a line item on your W-2. You've got to get actively involved. You have a right to. It's your money.